my dear students, I welcome you all to the Science Nest YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to explain you Northwestern Province Second Term Test 2018 Grade 10. First, we will see the answers for the paper 1. Question 1. A monosaccharide is answer 4. Fructose. Fructose is a monosaccharide, basic unit of carbohydrates. Number 2. Unit of moment is answer number 3 Newton meters. Moment equal force multiply distance. Force is measuring from Newton, distance is measuring from meters. So answer Newton meters. Number 3. Select the correct statements about ribosome and Golgi complex. Answer 4. Answer 4 secretion for the Golgi complex and protein synthesis is for the ribosomes. Fourth question. Given below are some properties of compounds. A. Low melting point. B. Make lattice. C. Do not conduct electricity in aqueous solution. What are the properties of covalent compounds? Answer A and C. Covalent compounds have low melting points and don't conduct electricity in liquid state or in the solid state. Question number 5. A property of the cell division of growth of multicellular organisms is answer 1. Halve the number of chromosomes in nucleus. 2. The number of chromosomes of a species is constant generation to generation. Make variations from chromosomes. 4. Number of chromosomes in mother cell equal to daughter cells. Answer 4. Number of chromosomes in mother cell equal to daughter cells. Mitosis keeps chromosome number constant across generation. Question number 6. The substance in B plate is answer number 1. 2 moles of calcium carbonate. To find that, we want to find the mass of the substance. In the A plate, you can see 200 grams of something is there. To balance, the other side also should have 200 grams. Now we will find in the first answer what's the mass is. To find the mass, we want to have the molar mass of calcium carbonate. It's equal for the calcium, the value is 40 plus 12 plus there are 3 oxygens, so 16 should multiply with 3. Answer is C, 100. Then find the mass of this. Mass equal moles multiply molar mass. The number of moles is 2. It should multiply with 100. Answer is 200 grams. Therefore, answer number 1. Question number 7. Correct order of the organizational level of blood circulatory system. Answer number 1. Heart muscle cells, heart tissue, heart and blood circulatory system. Question number 8. An object travels to east and stops within 5 minutes. Then it turns back. The displacement time graph is answer 2. Object travels to east and stops within 5 minutes. Then you can see a straight line here within 5 minutes time duration. Then it turns back means that straight line should come to the x-axis again. That is how we are showing turning backs. 9th question. Special characteristic of organisms in domain bacteria. Answer number 2. Do not have an organized nucleus. Bacteria domain have non-organized nucleus. Others are incorrect. Can't destroy using antibodies. All are autotrophic and protozoa belongs to the domain. They are wrong. Answer 2 is the correct answer here. 10th one, a figure shows an object at equilibrium and F1, F2 and F3 correct statements are. Answer number 2, B and C. We'll see what are the statements given. F1 equal, F2 equal, F3. We can't say about that. B1, F1 plus F2 should larger than F3. And F1, F2 and F3 are in the same plane. It's a must. So the correct statements are answer 2, B and C. 11th question. C14, 6 is the isotope of carbon. Number of neutrons is. Answer number 3, 8. To take it, you have to subtract the atomic number, that is 6, from the mass number, that is 14. After subtracting 6 from 14, answer is answer 8. Not a use of nitrogen. Produce ammonia, fill electric lamps, use as a coolant to extract gold and silver. 12th one, answer 4 is not a use of nitrogen. Number 13. Not an advantage of tissue culture. 1. Get large number of plants at once. 2. Obtain plants with variations. Number 3. Get many plants in short period. 4. Get characteristics similar to mother plant. 13. Answer 2 is the correct answer. It's not an advantage. Number 14. Oxygen, fluorine, sodium, magnesium are 4 elements in periodic table. What is the element which has highest electronegativity? Answer 4. Fluorine. Fluorine is the most electronegative element in that group. 15. Fertilization of human occurs in. Answer 3. Upper part of fallopian tube. 16. Which oxide which has highest basic property? Answer 1. Sodium oxide is strongly basic. An object kept on rough table is pulled by a string. Order of frictional force occurred in both surfaces are. Answer 1. Static frictional force before it started moving, limiting frictional force, and finally dynamic frictional force when it is moving. Find the magnitude and direction or resultant force in above figure. Answer 2. 2 Newton to B. To find the resultant force in this kind of situation, you have to subtract the smallest one from the largest one, and the direction is the direction of the largest force. So answer 2, 2 Newton to B. Question 19. To make the equilibrium of following balance, apply anticlockwise moment using 50 Newton, apply anticlockwise moment using 5 Newton, apply clockwise moment using 5 Newton, apply clockwise moment using 50 Newton. Answer number 4, apply clockwise moment using 5 Newton. We'll see what's the reason for the fourth answer. Here in this balance, you can see 5 kg has hung in the left hand side. From that, the force given by this 5 kg is 50 Newton. It is taken by the equation W equal mg. W is the weight. It's a kind of force. W equal mg. W is a kind of force. That means a weight. Mass has given its 5. Multiply with the g, that means gravitational acceleration, it is 50 Newton. Then weight is 50 Newton. Then to the other side also, we should put that kind of force, that kind of weight to balance this balance. That means clockwise from this 5 kg, you can see a clockwise, anti-clockwise moment is applying to this way. Anti-clockwise moment. Therefore, from the other side, it should apply a clockwise moment, and the weight that we have to put is equal to 50 Newton again. So answer 4. The scientist who introduced number of atoms in 1 mole of an element. Answer 1. Avogadro. He introduced the Avogadro constant. Question number 21. Correct statement about AIDS. Answer 3. Infected by sexual secretions and blood. It is infected by bacteria. It is not infected by vectors. Cured by medicines. They are wrong. Answer 3. Infected by sexual secretions and blood. Question 22. Which molecule has highest polarization in following covalent bonds? Which molecule has highest polarization in following covalent bonds? Answer number 3. H2O. To find that, you have to draw this carbon with 4 hydrogens. This is not a polar compound, it's a non-polar compound. CH4 is non-polar compound because all the 4 hydrogens are symmetrically arranged around the carbon, so there's no any polarity if there are 2 different kind of atoms are there. In carbon dioxide also it's non-polar. There's a small polarity, not non-polar, there's a small polarity because of the electrons around the oxygen, but it's not that much of polar like H2O. But in H2O you can see O, and there are 2 hydrogens. The oxygen has a small negative charge and the hydrogens have small positive charges. Therefore, this is the highest polar compound that you should know. Here it is not polarized because there's a small positive charge, and for the oxygens there are small negative charges, but you can see there are no any net movement for this molecule. Into this direction there's a force, into this direction there's a kind of force, but no any net force. Therefore it's not polar. But H2O is polar because all the things have attracted towards, all the electrons have attracted towards HCl. Around carbon also there are same kind of atoms. Chlorine is electronegative, but all the chlorines are giving the forces to 4 directions. So there's no any net force towards any direction. Therefore this is also non-polar. Answer number 3. Sperms temporarily stored in. Answer 1. Epididymis. 24. Select 2 elements respectively which release electrons and gaining electrons to get suitable electronic configuration. Answer 1. Calcium and sulfur. Calcium, in outer energy level of calcium, they contain 2 electrons. So calcium should release these 2 electrons to be stable. And sulfur, electronic configuration of sulfur. First of all, we will write the electronic configuration of calcium. Atomic number is 20. So configuration 2, 8, 8, 2. Then outer energy level has 2 electrons. Then calcium should remove these 2 electrons. Sulfur. Atomic number is 16. So electronic configuration is 2, 8, 6. Then it should have to take another 2 electrons to be stable. Therefore, answer number 1. 25. Given below are steps of twig grafting. A. Cutting twig without damaging. Wrapping the place from bottom to top using polythene. Fixing the twig to the stalk to contact cambium. Remove the wrap when the twig is growing. Select the correct order of twig grafting. Answer number 2, A, C, B, D. First you have to cutting the twig without damaging. Next, fixing the twig to the stock to contact cambium. Next, wrapping the place from bottom to top using polythene. Next, D, remove the wrap when the twig is growing. Question number 26. What is the common component of sweat and urine in human body? Answer number 1, water and salt. You can see what are the components in each kind of excretory product. In sweat, we can see water and salt. Exhaled air gas contains CO2 and H2O. Urine contains urea, water and salt. That is why we have to select the common answer as water and salt. 27. An object projected vertically upward at velocity of 40 ms-1 is come to initial position. Select the correct statement about the motion. 1. When the object is going upward, velocity decreases and get the zero in the highest point. Number 2. Highest velocity is in highest point. Number 3. Velocity gets zero in the moment of fell down. Number 4. Total time taken is 4 seconds. 27. Answer 1. When the object is going upward, velocity decreases and get the zero in highest point. 28. The atomic number of element in third period and fourth group in periodic table. Then you have to find what that element is. Then answer number 2, 14. In third period, fourth group, we can see the 14th element. That element is silicon. M is not a standard symbol of M2CO3 thrice. Element M should be answer 1, aluminium. The reason is carbonate CO3, its valency is 2. And that has gone to the M, and M's valency should go near to carbonate. It is 3. Then the valency 3 belongs to aluminium. Find the velocity of an object which has 20 gram mass and 1.6 kilograms per ms-1 in momentum. Then you should use the equation of momentum. Momentum equal velocity multiply mass. Here we have to find the velocity mass has given. But we have to convert the mass into kilograms because the momentum has given by using the unit kilogram. Then to find the mass, we have to find the velocity, we have to rearrange the equation. Momentum divide mass. Momentum is 1.6. The mass should taken from kilograms by dividing it with 1000. Then the answer is answer 80. Answer number 3. Question number 31. Elements contain allotropes are different structural forms. Then answer 3. Carbon and sulfur contain different structural forms. Carbon has graphite, diamond and powder form of carbon, and sulfur also contain crystal form and the powder form. 32. Disaccharide is made by 2 monosaccharides. What are the monosaccharides used to make lactose molecule? 32. Answer 2, galactose and glucose. Number 33. The incident relevant to the Newton's third law is oars used to row a boat, release a key skyscraper, release an air-filled balloon. Answer for the 33 is answer 4. All are examples for the Newton's third law. Question number 34. Not a function of DNA. Help to protein synthesis. Number 2. Importance for evolution. Number 3. Stored genetic information in all virus. Number 4. Transition of genetic information from generation to generation. Answer number 3. Stored genetic information in all virus is wrong. Answer question number 35 and 36 using the following velocity time graph. Displacement of the object is. To find the displacement of the object, you have to find the area under this trapezium. Then to find it, you have to find the area of the trapezium, you have to take the bottom length, it's 30, plus upper length is 10. You should divide both from the height, divide it both from number 2 and multiply it with the height. Height is 15. After simplifying, the answer should be 300 meters. Therefore, answer number 4. The motion between 10th second and 20th second is, in this velocity time graph, the motion is uniform velocity because the velocity has not changed in that time duration. 37. What is the deficiencies of vitamins relevant to weakening of gum and delaying blood clotting? Answer number 1, C for the weakening of gum and for K for the delaying blood clotting. 38. Example of equilibrium of force is pull a vehicle using another vehicle, pulling a fishing net, a stone rolling on ground, measure the mass of spring balance. 38. Answer 4. Measure the mass of spring balance. Mass is equal to the tension inside the balance. 39. A runner completed 2 rounds in 200 meters track. Find the distance and displacement of him respectively. In that runner is running 2 rounds in 200 meters track. Then the distance is 400 meters and the displacement is 0 because he came to the initial position again. So answer 4. The reason directly affected for increasing harmful effects of non-infectious diseases rapidly. Answer number 1. Lack of exercises and using processed food. Others are correct. Consumption of fruits and having types of sugar, increase in daily needs and lack of leisure time, increase in number of vehicles and pollution of atmosphere. Then answer is answer number 1, lack of exercises and using processed food. Let's move to part 2 of the paper. Section 1, Section A. Question 1, A part, Roman number 1. Invertebrates can be divided into 5 groups according to their common features. Fill in the table given below relevant to their features. Invertebrate Cnidaria, example Hydra. Living environment is aquatic environment. Annelida, example, you can write the example earthworm, leech or nereis. I'll write earthworm here. And the environment is aquatic. Example snail, then the invertebrate group is mollusca. Snail, aquatic or terrestrial environments. Arthropoda, example, you can write any insect here. I'll write millipede. Aquatic or terrestrial environments. Example starfish in aquatic environment. The type is echinodermate. Water is an essential medium for maintenance of living organisms. Write 2 specific features of water. A good solvent. Another one is act as a respiratory medium. You can write any other answers as given in your textbook. Write 2 main features of phylum Arthropoda. You can write bilateral symmetry, triploblastic. Roman number 4. Write the type of body symmetry of following organism. Snail, bilateral, that means we can divide them into similar two parts. Starfish, pentaradial symmetry. There are 5 axes that we can divide them into 2 similar parts. That's why we are telling them as pentaradial symmetrical animals. B part, Roman number 1. Seawater is a mixture of ionic compound. It contains such as water, sodium chloride, potassium chloride. Classify above compounds as ionic compounds and covalent compounds. Here, water is a covalent compound because it contains hydrogen and oxygen. Both are nonmetals. Sodium chloride and also potassium chloride, ionic. The reason is they both contain a metal and a nonmetal. Therefore, they are ionic compounds. That's how we are identifying whether a compound is a covalent or ionic. Briefly explain how to arrange sodium plus and chloride minus ions in sodium lattice. In sodium chloride lattice. Answer. Six Cl minus ions arranged around Na plus six Na plus ions arranged around Cl minus ion. Write a special chemical property that can be gained by sodium chloride due to its lattice structure. Having high boiling point. High boiling point, and also you can write having high melting point. You have to plan an activity to demonstrate that the frictional force depends on the nature of surface in contact. You have provided a spring balance table and strings for the activity. Write another 2 requirements except given above. Different types of sandpapers to make to change the roughness of the surface. Different types of sandpapers, wooden block to use as the object. State 2 instances that are taken to record your observations. Number 1, pulling with rough surface. The other one, pulling with smooth surface. Write an assumption that you made in above activity. Frictional force increases due to rough surface. Write a factor that should be remain constant during the activity. Here we are going to see the nature of the surface. So we have to remain constant the perpendicular reaction. It's equal to the mass of or the weight of the object. Question number 2. A group of students visited a field trip to investigate vegetative propagation and sexual reproduction of plants. Given below are some plants which they observed: curry leaves, akapana, shoeflower, orchid, cashew, coconut, sesbania, madatia, lady's fingers, ginger, haberada. Select the plants which reproduce by underground stem. From above state the type of underground stem to which it belongs. Name of the plant: ginger. And the type of underground stem is rhizomes. And the next type is colocasia. And the type of underground stem is corm. Write 2 advantages of underground stems instead of vegetative propagation. One is perennation. That means they can survive in the adverse climatic conditions, and storage of food. The sexual structure of a plant is flower. What is the most suitable plant from above to examine the sexual structure of it? Answer: shoe flower. We are always taking shoe flowers to observe those parts. Diagram given below shows a gynoecium and androecium of a flower. Name A, B, C and D of the above diagram. A. Stigma. B. Style. C. Ovary. D. Anther. Define the word pollination using letters given in the diagram. D. Deposits on the stigma. Pollens from D. You have to write pollens from D. Deposits on A. A means the stigma. D means the anther. Anther produce the pollens. The male reproductive cells in the flowers. Write 2 steps can be occurred in a flower from pollination to fertilization. Use given letters. Deposited on A, going along the B, flowing along the B and combine with ovules in C. You have to start with pollens deposited on A, going along with the B and combine with ovules in C. B part. Hercogamy is an adaptation which avoids self-pollination in flowers. Name a plant which shows hercogamy. You can take the answer orchid as given in the note. Hercogamy means this is the positioning of stamens and stigma of a flower at a distance. Having unisexual flowers, self-sterility. Hercogamy having extrose stamens, and dichogamy are the other adaptations of the plants to avoid self-pollination. You should know them with their examples. What is known as monoecious plants? State a plant which belongs to the types from above list. Monoecious plants are the plants that bear both staminate flowers and pistillate flowers. And these are the examples for them: pumpkin, corn, coconut, and bitter gourd. Dioecious plants: when staminate flowers and pistillate flowers are borne separately on two plants, we are calling them as dioecious plants. Example, papaw and vallisneria. From this list, we can take the answer coconut as the monoecious plant. Problem number 5. Given below are some vegetative parts of a plant. Write corresponding plants from above list of the given parts. Vegetative part is the root. Name of the plant: curry leaves. Stem cuttings: shoe flowers. Given below are some fruits and seeds which collected to investigate about method of dispersal of fruits and seeds. Oleaster, gum mallow, milkweed, olinga, lotus, red beam or madatia. State a seed which adapt to disperse by means of both explosive mechanism and animals. Answer: madatia. Write a seed which dispersed by means of wind and state two adaptations of it. Dispersed by wind. Gum mallow. Having feathers-like structures is the adaptation. Spreading away of fruits and seeds from mother plant during the dispersal, write two requirements which fulfill the plant from above process. Competition for essential requirements is minimized. Another one: new habitats are found. Third question. Given below is a formation of a compound by binding two atoms. Mention X and Y. Here X is oxygen. You can take it by counting the number of electrons around it. It has 8 electrons, so it should be oxygen. Y should be hydrogen because it contains only 1 electron. Write valencies of X and Y. Valency of oxygen is 2. Valency of hydrogen is 1. State the type of bond which formed above. It's a covalent bond. By sharing electrons, they have made a covalent bond. Draw a Lewis structure of above compound. You have to draw the Lewis structure of H2O. Oxygen is here. Around that there are 2 hydrogens and there are 2 lone pairs of electrons for the oxygen. They have not made any bond, and in this bond there are 2 electrons. One is from oxygen, the other one is from hydrogen. In this bond also there are 2 electrons. One is from oxygen, other one is from hydrogen. And always in oxygen, in outer energy level, it should contain 6 electrons. That is why we have drawn another 2 lone pairs to make it 6. And now, after counting all the total electrons here, after sharing, you can see oxygen contain 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Write a formula of a compound with covalent double bonds. Answer: oxygen. O2 contain in between two oxygen atoms there are two covalent bonds have made. It is cumbersome to use common measuring unit of quantification of atoms of elements. What is the name of that unit? The unit is atomic mass unit. Name the element that should be used as above measuring unit. Carbon 12-6 atom is the atom we are using here. Carbon 12-6. Define the mass of magnesium relative to above unit. To give that, you have to take the ratio between magnesium mass and the relative atomic mass unit. Then relative atomic mass of magnesium equal mass of magnesium atom should divide with atomic mass unit. Calculate the relative molecular mass of H2SO4. To find it, the values have given. There are two hydrogens, so one should multiply with 2 plus 1 sulfur is there. There are 4 oxygens, so 16 should multiply with 4. Then answer should be 98. State an element with lowest mass in H2SO4 molecule. Hydrogen has the lowest mass. Diagram below shows the jackfruit with 10 kg of mass which hanging on a branch. At the moment it detaches from the stalk, takes 2 seconds to fall down on the earth. G equal 10 ms minus 2. Explain the reason for jackfruit does not fallen down relative to equilibrium of forces. The force exerted upward from stalk is equal to the weight of it. Draw a rough diagram of jackfruit and mark the forces which applied on it. This is the jackfruit, and the upward force is the tension and the downward force is the weight. Upward force name is tension and the downward force name is weight. According to the mass of jackfruit, what is the name of the force which exerted downward on fruit? It is weight. Find the value of that force. Weight equal mg. Mass is 10 and the gravitational acceleration is 10. Therefore, the answer is 100 Newton. Find the resultant force of jackfruit before it fallen down on earth. It's 0 because it has no any motion. Write 2 requirements should be fulfilled to remain in equilibrium of jackfruit. Forces are aligned along the same line. They are opposite. Draw a velocity time graph to illustrate the motion of jackfruit which fallen onto ground. You should draw the graph. The fruit has the uniform acceleration throughout the time duration, and it should be a straight line like this with the uniform acceleration. What is the conclusion you can arrive with the shape of the graph? Uniform acceleration is the answer. Calculate the height to the jackfruit from the ground. To find it, you should use two equations. One is the acceleration equation. Final velocity subtract initial velocity divide time. Acceleration is 10. It's equal the final velocity. We don't know that. We want to find it here. Subtract initial one is 0 because no velocity at the beginning. The time is 2 seconds. Then V equal 10 multiplied 2. Answer is 20 ms minus 2. ms minus 1. That's the velocity, the final velocity. By using that, we can find the distance. It's equal to the mean velocity multiplied time. Mean velocity means final velocity plus initial velocity divide with number 2 and multiply with the time. Then here final velocity we found it as 20 plus 0 divide 2 multiply with 2. Answer distance is 20 meters. Find the velocity of jackfruit when it reaches the ground. We found the velocity here, it's 20 ms minus 1. You can write that answer in the B part also. Question number 5. Given below is the classification of vertebrates: viscous, amphibian, reptilia, aves, mammalia. What features of organisms can be used to introduce it as vertebrates? Presence of vertebral column. Classify given organisms into two groups as warm-blooded and cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means body temperature change according to the environmental temperature. Those types are viscous, amphibia and reptilia. In warm-blooded animals, body temperature does not change according to the environmental temperature. They are the aves and mammalia. Classify given write corresponding animal group of vertebrates given below. Frog, amphibia, bat, mammalia, tilapia, viscous, lizard, reptilia. Number 4. Main locomotive method of aves is flying. Write two adaptations which they show to fly. Forelimbs becomes wings. Light-weighted endoskeleton. According to the binomial nomenclature, name of the man is Homo sapiens. Write two Convections used in binomial nomenclature. The first epithet generic name, and the second epithet is the specific name, and another rule is the first letter of the generic name is capital. Write a difference between natural classification and artificial classification. Natural classification explains the natural relationships among organisms, but not in artificial classification. The most prominent organisms with a cellular organization belong to domain Eukarya. They have the ability to live in different environments. Name the kingdom which algae belongs. Kingdom Protista. Write another organism which belongs to kingdom given above instead of algae. Protozoa. What is the compound that contributes to build up cell wall of fungi? It is chitin. Explain briefly the effect of fungi to the equilibrium of environment. Decompose organic matter. What is the name of fungi which used in bakery products? Yeast. Name the kingdom which belongs to domain Eukarya, consists of multicellular organisms, have the ability to photosynthesis. Answer: Plantae. Given below are non-flowering plants belong to the above kingdom: Pogonatum, Pinus, Selaginella, and Cycas. Classify above plants in two categories as non-flowering seed plants and non-flowering seedless plants. Seed plants are the Cycas and also Pinus, and seedless plants are Pogonatum and Selaginella. Write two features of non-flowering seedless plants. Doing asexual reproduction by force and fragmentation of vegetative parts. Thalloid body or small fern types. Write a difference between monocotyledon plants and dicotyledon plants. Monocots are unbranched and dicots are branched. Question number 6. Given below is an experimental setup used in laboratory. beakers, carbon rods, and chemical solution is there. What can be concluded by setup? To investigate, current flow through the solution. A. Salt solution, B. Glucose solution. Solution A and B added separately into beakers, in which instance lighted up the bulb. Answer A. Salt solution, because it contains ions to take the electricity from one place to another place. What is the reason for your answer? Presence of ions. Ions can take the electricity. A student said reason for the above observation is nature of chemical bond of solution. Write type of chemical bond included in A and B separately. A. The bond is ionic bond. B. Covalent bonds. Write another two features of type of bonds included in salt solution. High boiling points. High melting points. Draw a dot cross diagram to show formation of NaCl. Here you have to draw the dot cross diagram of this ionic compound. Inside a large bracket, you have to draw the sodium. Around sodium, now it contains 8 electrons after it becomes an ion. Now it's a positive ion with 8 electrons in outer energy level. By removing the outermost electron, it gained the stable electronic configuration, but now it's not an atom, it's an ion now. So after drawing, you have to put a positive charge here. And next you have to draw the chloride ion. In that also it contains 8 electrons in outer energy level now. You have to draw 8 electrons here. Draw the dots properly. After gaining 1 electron, now it has a negative charge. You have to draw that like this. B part. It is required to calculate the number of moles of NaOH in watch glass. Write two values required to calculate the number of moles. We want the mass of NaOH and also the molar mass of NaOH. Calculate the number of moles in 20 grams of NaOH. Before that, you all have to find the NaOH molar mass. Na23 O16 H1. Answer is 40. Then find the mass. Moles equal mass divide molar mass. Mass is 20 divided with 40. 0.5 is the answer. 0.5 moles. How many atoms are there in 1 mole of an element? In 1 mole of any element contain Avogadro number of atoms, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 number of atoms. How many atoms are there in 20 grams of NaOH? To find it, you have to know how many atoms are there in one molecule of NaOH. In that, there's one Na atom, one oxygen atom, and one hydrogen atom. That means it contains 3 atoms. So you have to multiply the Avogadro constant with number 3. Multiply with 3. Write the unit of molar mass, grams per mole. Write 2 instruments can be used to measure the mass of a substance in the laboratory. Chemical balance, triple beam balance. Question number 7. Diagram shows a rail gate used in railway crossing. It is operated by a light-weighted rod, which fixed a string to it 60 centimeters away from X. The load is hung on A and length from X to A is 120 centimeters. The length from B to C is 540 centimeters. What is the letter denoted by axis of rotation of above ABC rod? Answer is X. If the length of A to X is decreased, the load hung at B also Do you agree with the statement given above? Here it is incomplete question, so no need to do Roman number 2. Roman number 3. Suggest another method to decrease the force applied on B. Decreasing the weight of W. Calculate the force required to close the gate by pulling the string at B. Then you have to take the clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment. Here the clockwise moment is exerting by the B point and the anti-clockwise moment is exerting by the force W. Then we will take it as 220 grams means the weight of that is 200 Newton by multiplying 20 from 10. 200 multiply 120 centimeters equal to the force we have to find it F multiply with 60. Then the force is, here the answer should be taken F equal 200 multiply 120 divide 60. Answer is 400 Newton. The rod becomes equilibrium horizontally by pulling the string. Calculate the reaction force exerted on X by the supporter. Calculate the reaction force exerted on X by the supporter. Reaction force equal 200 plus 400. When adding both forces together, we can find the reaction force as 600 Newton. If the string has broken, there will be used another CD string to close the gate as given here. What is the minimum force should be applied on CD string? So that also we have to find the moment around that x-axis. 200 multiply 120 equal 600 multiply the force. the force equal 0.4 Newton. Should be taken by adding 540 and 60 together, because that's the distance to the X point from the C point. Mention the principle of physics that can be used to find the answer above. It's the moment. Clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment. Write an expression for that. Moment equal force multiply distance. You can write perpendicular distance. What is the condition must be satisfied for a rod to remain in equilibrium? Anticlockwise moment should equal to the clockwise moment. Find two places where energy wastage can be occurred. At X when it is rotating, and another place at pulley because of the friction. Right, energy transformation can be found in the instance. Kinetic energy can be turning into heat energy, or you can write as sound energy. Right, two strategies can be used to prevent the energy wastage of it. Applying oil, applying grease. Eighth question, A part. The table given below shows some observations gained by the students who take part in an activity to investigate how characteristics of organisms' activity touch the leaves of mimosa plants at daytime. Observation: show the sleep movement. B. Keep the potted plant at a window. The plant apex grows to the direction of sunlight. Mention the characteristic demonstrated by the activity. Movement. Write stimuli and response separately in above activity. Stimuli is contact in the first activity, and the response is the shrinking. After a week, it can be seen the plant grow out from the window. Define what is growth. Increasing dry mass, irreversible in living cells. Respiration is a characteristic of organism. Given below is a setup used to show absorption of oxygen in respiration. In the first setup, you can see KOH solution inside the flask, but in B, there's no KOH solution. KOH can absorb the carbon dioxide in it. Write a name of a seed can be used here on. Green gram seeds. Write observations in A and B respectively. In A, colored water rises up. In B, no change. The reason in A setup, there's potassium hydroxide. From the potassium hydroxide, the carbon dioxide amount in the beaker is absorbing. And also, for the respiration of the seeds, the oxygen also absorbing. So there's an air gap. To fill that gap, the colored water is coming up through the tube. But in B, there's no any gap inside that because no KOH solution to absorb the carbon dioxide to it. Explain your observation due to the function of KOH in setup A. The volume of oxygen absorbed is not equal to the carbon dioxide amount, not equal to the released carbon dioxide because it has absorbed by KOH. Fill the gap, to fill the air gap, colored water rises through the tube. In which organelle take place the cellular respiration? Answer: mitochondria. During the respiration, it absorbs oxygen and released carbon dioxide. What is the laboratory region can be used to identify carbon dioxide? Colorless lime water. It turns milky. B part. The diagram shows a boat remain on water at rest. The weight of it is 200 Newton. The resultant force applied on board is 5000 Newton, while it is moving with uniform velocity towards A. The force of 30 Newton applied on board as reactant force against the motion of it. State the direction of force applied by the engine to move it towards the A using letters A and B. Answer: towards B. Engine is applying the force towards B. That's why the boat is going towards A. Write the reason for your answer. According to the Newton's third law, every action has a reaction that is equal to it and equal in size and opposite in Direction. Write the action and reaction of the boat during the motion. Action. Force exerted by the engine. Reaction. Force exerted by the water to the boat. What is the force produced by the engine while it moves forward? 5,000 force should add with 30 Newton force. Then 5,030 Newton force is applying by the engine. Calculate the acceleration of boat. The boat is moving with total force of 5,000 Newton force. Then F equal MA should use here. Force is 5,000. It should be equal to the mass. Mass is 200 and acceleration is A. A equal 5,000 divide 200 equal 25 ms minus 2. What change can be occurred in acceleration of boat? 2 passengers get onto the boat. Decrease in the acceleration. Because now the mass is high, therefore acceleration is low. Question number 9. Various elements are used in many instances according to its different properties. Write 2 chemical properties can be identified in metallic elements. You can write lustre and sonorous. Write can element stored in which element stored in paraffin wax? Answer sodium. Write the observation can be obtained by cutting above element into pieces and exposed into air. Decreasing lustre by reacting with oxygen in air. Write 2 physical properties of magnesium. Light-weighted, lustrous nature. Write 2 observation can be obtained by burning of magnesium in air. Bright white flame, white powder. Write the element which used to vulcanizing rubber. Answer sulfur. Mention the color of above element. It's yellow color. A driver and a passenger traveling in a vehicle which moves with uniform velocity. The total mass of the vehicle with the 2 persons is 1000 kilograms. Suddenly, it applying brake and stop the vehicle. The velocity time graph for its motion is given below. Write the instance where couple of force is used by driver in steering wheel. The distance traversed by the vehicle is 600 meters before the applying brake on it. Calculate the velocity of the vehicle. The distance equal to the area of this this part of the triangle. That means this part, it shows that it is moving with uniform velocity. So you have to take the area under this part to have the v value. Then we should multiply with 10. It should equal to 600 meters. Then v equal 600 divided with 10. Answer 60 ms minus 1. Calculate the reaction force. Calculate the reaction force which exerted on one wheel of the vehicle by rod. Here you have to take the force applied by the vehicle to the rod. It's 1000 multiplied 10. It's a weight from one wheel. Then you have to divide it with 4. Then answer should be 2500 Newton. What physical property of tires contribute to stop that vehicle properly? That is friction. Find the deceleration of the vehicle using the graph given above. You have to take the gradient of the part of this graph. To find the gradient, you have to take the y-axis difference divided by x-axis difference. Here the y-axis difference is 60, x-axis difference is 5. Then the answer should be 12 ms minus 2. Find momentum at the instance when it travels with uniform velocity. Momentum equals mass multiply velocity. Here the mass is 1000 kilograms, velocity is 60. Therefore the answer is 60,000 kg per ms minus 1. What can be happen to the passenger due to moment of force while applying brakes? Turning to the front. This is the end of today's video. Thank you for watching and subscribe the channel to watch more videos like this.